Yeah. So, once again, good morning, guys. So, guys, what are the example yesterday we have seen that one person can have one PAN card. Okay, so it is an example of one-to-one relationship, right? So, to achieve this one-to-one relationship in Hibernate, we can go for making use of one-to-one annotation. Okay, so Hibernate supports this relationship. Okay, again coming back to the JDBC, the difference between JDBC and Hibernate. So in JDBC, we can achieve the relationship, but it will. So we need to sit and write all the implementation, all the queries has to be sit and write. Okay, so we need to sit, right? We need to create a tables where this relationship exists, and then we need to go for perform this operation like save operation, and internally we need to inject, okay, instead of object, like as here you can see we are just injecting the object, right? So if we are using the JDBC, then we need to inject the ID instead of object. So we used to go with the reference of ID. Then that has to be inserted into our deployment application. So similar like that, we need to provide the implementation. So that is the one more difference. So with respect to the JDBC and Hibernate, okay, Hibernate is to achieve a relationship between any two or tables. Okay, so to achieve a relationship between any two concepts or any two, yeah, so any two concepts, the Hibernate will helps us. But with respect to JDBC, we can, if you see, so in JDBC to achieve a relationship, it is really very difficult. If you are using a framework such as like Hibernate, it helps a lot. Cool. Okay, so today now we are going to see one more scenario or an example. Okay, so guys, I hope everyone will be having your mobiles, right? So everyone will have phone. Yeah. So tell me, like for one mobile, how many SIMs we can add? We can insert. You can unmute and you can say, okay. So for one mobile, we can go for inject two SIMs. If it is a China based mobile, like they have a slot of four SIMs also. We can add four SIM also. Okay, so yeah. So in one mobile, okay. So let us go with two SIM only. We can add. Okay, so it is mandatory to add a two SIM to every mobile. No, right? We can add one SIM. Okay, we can insert one SIM, or we can go for two SIM also. Okay, so here in this scenario or in this example, now let us take a scenario. We need to make a relationship between mobile and SIM. Okay, so we need to gather the information. Okay, so there is a user who is having a mobile, so we will gather the mobile details. And now, okay, so in the is mobile, how many SIMs he has inserted? So we need to gather and we need to store in the database. So at the time, what we can do is, so I'm going to declare a separate mobile class or a mobile table. Then I will be declaring a separately SIM table, and I will store the SIM details there. So now, for example, so scenario is like mobile and SIM. Okay, I'm going to declare a class as mobile. Okay, and yeah, so I assume that I will be having a ID for that mobile. So int ID, and then I need to have a name, right? So I will going to declare a variable called name of type string, and I will store the value inside that. Then I will declare a double type and gather the double type and gather the price of that mobile. Okay, so these are the information I will be creating in the mobile class. And now let us create similarly the sim. Okay, so I'm going to create a sim, a class named as sim, and in this, so I need to gather the sim information. First let me give a ID so that I can identify uniquely. Then, so in the SIM, we will be having the provider name. Okay, so who is going to provide the SIM, like Geo or Airtel, Vodafone. Okay, so these are the providers of the SIM. Okay, so string provider, and then we will be having string something IMRC number. So for every SIM, there will be a unique number, that is IMRC number, that is different for each SIM. Okay, so we will take some random number, we can have it. Okay, so no need to have the what or a yeah, so we can take that one and we can add. Okay, so for every SIM there is something IMRC number. So yeah, IMEI number. Yeah, so IMEI number something will be there. So that is a unique number for so for every number, sorry, every SIM it will vary. Okay, yeah. So these are the information I'm going to gather in the SIM. Okay, tell me, like in one mobile, we can add more than one SIM, right? So we can have only one SIM also, we can go for adding more than one SIM also. Now, if I want to store more than one object in our database, sorry, okay, so in the Java program, let us see with respect to data later. So now, let us understand. Okay, so in Java, if I want to store more than one information, so which one will I will prefer? So I can go for collection or arrays. Right. So I can go for the collection framework. Okay. So now here inside this mobile class, I need to make a reference of these sims. Okay. I can have okay. So for example, like assume yeah. So user one will be having some mobile and he is going to insert only sim one. Only one sim he'll be adding in the in his system. Okay. So in his mobile he can go for insert only one sim. Then at the time I can declare a simple sim variable and I can make a reference variable of it, and I can make a relationship between mobile class and sim class. So mobile have a sim only if there is only one sim. But in this scenario, that is not possible. Okay, so user can have more than one sim. He can have also one sim also, you can go for having a two sim also. At the time, if I declare one more sim reference variable as sim2, okay, and this can also be achieved, but this is not a valid way as a developer. Okay, so backend developer, this is not the valid way of gathering the information. Okay, so this is also possible, but this is not a valid way. Okay, so instead of writing multiple variables, we can use the collection framework. Okay, so here I'm going to use the collection framework of list. Okay, so list of sim, and here I will declare a variable as sims. So this list of sim will now it is going to create a relationship between the mobile and sim. So mobile class have a list of sim. Okay, so mobile class as a list of sim. Okay, so again here also as a relationship is there. Okay, so now so we will be having a list of sims. Okay, so that multiple sims can be referred by this reference variable, or else in a list we can go for insert a multiple sim information and we can achieve this relationship. Okay, so this is how, with respect to Java, we can write a code. So, guys, do you have any doubts here with respect to Java? Oh, now, so now let us check. Just give me a second. Just give me a second, guys. Back. Okay, so this, yeah. So now coming to the database. Okay, so in this, inside the database, how we can gather the information like mobile and SIM information. How we can show. Yeah. So now assume. Okay, so I will be creating a table for storing the mobile information. Okay, so this is the table where I can store the mobile details. Now I'll be having the ID of a mobile. Okay, so the fields are there. So for that fields, with respect to the field, I am going to create a columns. Okay, so then name of the mobile and then the price. Okay, so price of the mobile is there. Okay, then coming to this, yeah. So let me write that ID, then name, then we will be having price. Okay, so we'll be having the price code. Yeah. Then let me write for the sim also. Okay, so let me give some space and then write so that we can see. Okay, cool. So this is the same table where we will be having a ID for the sim. Okay, so we will be having a IDs for the sim. Then who is the provider and IMRC number will be there. Okay, so now and let me take this main story tier. Yeah, cool. So now here I will give the ID and then you can give the provider. Yeah, need to give the provider, then IMRC number. Okay, IMRC, IME number. Okay, let me take. So now, if I want to make, okay, so assume where I was, sorry. Okay, so I will be having a mobile with ideas like 101 and name of the mobile. I will go with the Nokia. Okay, and price, let me take some random price for this Nokia mobile. Okay, so I'm going to take the price as okay, so let me go with 20,000. So 20,000 is the price of the mobile, right? Okay, now and in this Nokia mobile, I can store like two SIMs. Okay, so I can go for storing the two SIMs. Okay, and the SIM one with ideas like 501. Let me go with 501. Provider of the SIM one is Geo. Okay, and then IMRC number, some random IMRC number I will be giving. Okay, so yeah, so this is assume that this is the IMRC number for that SIM we have, and then I can also have one more SIM like with ideas like 502 and provider is Airtel. Okay, and then okay, so then IMRC number for Airtel they are given as like A7. Okay, so this is the IMRC number. Let us assume. Okay, so we don't know. And then assume that I will be having yeah, so these are the two SIM details. Sorry, some SIM details I have and one mobile is there. Now if I want to map, okay, so this SIM details and mobile details. Okay, inside this mobile details, can I, so in this table, mobile table, can I create one more foreign engine key and can I add this 501 and 502? No, that is not possible. Yeah, so if I create one more column here, okay, so I will show you. Yeah, suppose if I'm going to create a one more column here, and in this column, I need to store. Okay, so if I want to store sim details. Okay, so here I can store only one value. Okay, so here in this column, I can store only one foreign key. Okay, that yeah, so in a foreign key column, I can store only one value. I cannot store the multiple values here. That is not possible. Okay, so in a single row, in a single row or column or a cube. Okay, so in this cube, I cannot store multiple foreign keys. I can store only once. And now instead of performing this, if I am going to do like this vice versa. Okay, so for example, yeah, so instead of performing this, what I'm going to do is simply I will just go for creating a one more table. Okay, so here simply I'm going to create a one more table, and in this table, okay, so I'm going to add the phone ID. Okay, so I'm going to add the phone ID and the SIM ID, and then so here I will be adding the phone ID as well as the SIM ID, and I will store the information in this column in this table. Okay, so I'm going to store the mobile ID here. Okay, so mobile ID, and then here I will go for storing the SIM ID. Okay, so mobile ID is 101, not one, and the SIM ID is 501. And similarly, like mobile ID is 101, and the SIM ID is 502. Okay, so this is how also the relationship between mobile and SIM. Okay, so yeah, one mobile will be having many SIM. So to achieve this relationship, Hibernate will provide me an annotation, something known as at the rate. Okay, so we have an annotation known as one to many. Yeah, so one to many is an annotation which is provided by the Hibernate, which achieves or helps us to achieve the one to many relationship. So now let us provide implementation with respect to the classes and all, and try to insert this information into the database, and then we will see. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing this this paint. Okay, and we will shift back to the Eclipse. Okay. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I will just close all this one, and I will go for creating one more new project. Okay, so file new Maven project. Come on. Okay, so create a sample project, that is fine. Create a simple project. Next, I'm going to give the group ID as edu.jsp. Okay, so edu.jsp is the group ID I will be providing. Artifact ID. Okay, so artifact ID, as I'm dealing with the relationship like one to many. Okay, so I'm dealing with the relationship one to many. I will go for providing the project name as one to, yeah, so one to many with UNI. I will give the name as UNI. One to many UNI. Cool. Okay, so this is the project name I will be giving, and then click finish. That's all. Yeah, so you can see I got a project with the name as one to many, guys. Okay, so once more second, I need to set up some more thing. Fine. So one to many unidirectional. This is the project I have created. And yeah, so as we are dealing with Hibernate, okay, so let me add the dependencies. Okay, so what are the dependencies I need to add? One is like Hibernate core relation dependency, and one more MySQL connector dependency. Okay, so previously we have created one more project, like in the yesterday session we have created one to one unidirectional. Okay, so from here I'll just take that details of dependencies. Okay, so here you can see I added up MySQL connector dependency as well as Hibernate core dependency. Just I will copy these two dependencies. Come back to one to many. Okay, so one to many unidirectional form.xml. Okay, so here I need to add those two dependencies. Okay, so let me see here. So just copy and paste the dependencies. That is fine. Okay, so those are the two dependencies has to be used in our project also. In this also I will be performing the same. Okay, so once I added the dependency, just I will go for perform the save operation. So control S. So automatically in this Hibernate related packages, and MySQL connector will be downloaded. Okay. So guys, simultaneously you also create one more project with the name as one to many UNI. Okay. So then let me know, add the dependency and let me know so that I can complete continue. Yeah, cool guys. Okay, come back. Now, yeah, so all the dependencies are done, setted. Okay, now let me create a under this resource. Let me create a meta inf. Okay, so guys, we need to create a meta inf folder under the src main resources. Okay, so not in src test resources. We need to create a folder under src main resources. Right click on it, go for new folder. The folder name I need to create as meta inf, meta equal inf. Okay, so click finish. Sorry, spelling Athay Guru. META guys. So okay. So meta inf is the folder name we need to provide. Okay, done. Okay. Then we need to have this persistence.xml file, right? So yeah. Thank you. Okay, so here I need to add this persistent.xml file to the my project. What I'm going to do is just I will right click on this persistent.xml file and copy it. Okay, and come here, just paste. So automatically, whatever the previous project persistent.xml was there, that will be added to my system. Okay, so this was added to my system. So here, so just I will change one to one unit to one to many. Okay, the database I'm going to change from one to one unit to one to many. Okay, yeah. So then let me see. Fine. So uni, right? So this was the database I need to create, and then I will go for my MySQL workbench. Okay, so I'm going to use the MySQL workbench. Yeah, so in this MySQL workbench, I will be creating a database. Okay, so I'm going to create a database with the name as one to many unidirection. Okay, so I don't have any databases here. So let me create a database with the name as one to many. Okay, so to create that, I'm going to use a query. So create database followed by the database name. That's all. Sorry. Yeah, so that's all done. Then run this one. Okay, so run this query. So if you run this query, okay, then I will refresh this. Yeah, I'm getting a database. Inside that, we don't have any tables. Cool, right? We don't have any tables, just a database has been created. Come back to the Eclipse. Now, I'll close this. I'll minimize this also. I hope everyone added this persistence.xml under the resource, right? Okay, so guys, you need to add under src main resource meta nf folder, and then you need to add the persistence.xml file. Don't add under src test resource. Fine. Once that is done, then let me create a simple uh, package. Okay, so I'm going to create a new package with a name as edu.jsp dot one to many. Okay, so one to many dot. I will give the package name as dto. Okay, and inside this dto, I'm going to create a simple mobile class. Okay, so I'm going to declare a class with the name as mobile, and then click finish. Now let me make this class as an entity. To make this class as an entity, I'll be using an annotation at the rate id. Sorry, at the rate entity. Okay, so I'll be using the annotation with the name as at the rate entity from Java X dot persistence unit. Okay, then so once the annotation has been used, now let me have the fields. What are the fields? I have taken the example. The same fields I will be adding here with access modifier as private. Okay, so private in id. Okay, so then private string private string name of the mobile. Okay, then private double price of the mobile. Okay, so these are the three fields I will be having from the mobile table. And here, so I need to mention if my Hibernate is going to interact with this mobile table, then a primary key must be present. So I'm going to inform that. So this is the ID. ID is my primary key by using the annotation called at the right ID. Okay, cool. Then I will go for add a no argument constructor in my class, mobile class. Okay, so class for public, so mobile. Okay, so with no argument, I will just add the constructor, guys. Okay, then so once the constructor has been added, then go for add the getters and setters to your system. Okay, so I will select getters and setters for all the fields, and then I'm adding this one. Okay, okay, guys. So just add the getters and setters. So that's all. That's what we required here in this session. Okay, for mobile, and then come back to the create. I will create one more class. Okay, so I'm going to create a one more class with the name as sim. Okay, so class the name as sim. That's all. Okay, so and I will make this class also an entity. Okay, so I'm going to make this class also entity. Okay, then so this sim class will have id for the sim. Okay, so of type integer. Then the sim class will have a provider of type string. So who is the provider of the sim? Okay, then the string class will have uh, a IMRC number of type string. IMRC or EC number. Okay, so IMRC IMRC number. Okay, so these are the fields will be available inside my sim. Then yeah, then I will add a simple no argument constructor inside this sim class sim. Okay, So then I will go for adding a getters and setters for all the fields in sim class. Okay, so to add this, I will use the start cards. Select all, then add it. That's all. Okay, so now make a relation between mobile and sim. Hope everyone done with the entities class. Guys, I hope you have done with the entities class. Yeah, so we need to add the getters and setters for sim also. Shortcut to add the getters and setters is simple. Press Alt yes. Okay, so automatically it will get in the resource. We will be having these shortcuts. Generate getters and setters, hash code and equals method, override toString method. To override toString method, use this source inside this. Yeah, generate toString is there. Just click on that. You will get a pop-up window. You can select the fields and you can override the toString method. Yeah, so good, good. Yeah, so I forgot to inform that. Yeah, so I need to make this ID as a unique and primary key. Okay, so I will be using the annotation at that ID. Fine. Now let me create a relationship between this mobile and SIM. Okay, so now one mobile can have many SIMs, right? So one mobile can have many SIMs. So in that scenario, what I'm going to do is just I will use as we have discussed. Okay, so I'm going to create a private list of sim. Okay, so list of sim, and I will declare a variable as sims. Okay, and yeah, so I'm getting error because I need to import this list interface. Okay, that is present from java dot util package. Okay, so import from java dot util. And now let me add getters and setters for this list. Okay, so now let me add a getters and setters for this list. So I will use again shortcut Alt S R to generate the getters and setters. Generate. So automatically getters and setters for list also be generated. Okay. Now, yeah. So to I need to inform my Hibernate. Okay. So Hibernate, there is a relationship between mobile and SIM. The relationship is like one mobile can have many SIMs. So Hibernate will provide an annotation. As I said, one to many annotation will be provided. Just we need to import that. Okay, so one to many add that annotation over a list of sim. Why one to many is no need? We need one to many annotation. Then only that Hibernate will understand. If I'm not using any annotation, just I have add this one, then Hibernate will throw an exception. Okay. So just I will be adding one to many annotation here. Okay, so then let me create a DAO package. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will create a new package. The package name I'm going to give it as DAO. Finish. Yeah. So inside this DAO, let me create a simple class with the name as mobile DAO. Okay, so I will create a mobile DAO and I will add a main method here. So inside this class, let me add the main method. So inside this main method, as I need to interact with the Hibernate. So if I want to interact with the Hibernate, then I need that entity manager factory, and entity manager and entity transaction. Okay, so I will create an object for all these things. Okay, so first entity manager factory. reference variable as factory equal to persistence dot. So persistence dot create entity manager factory, and my persistence unit name is Manoj. Okay, so just I will pass the persistence unit name is as Manoj. Then let me give the entity manager. Let me go for trying to create an entity manager. The variable name I'm going to give it as manager, and so I can create entity manager object by invoking the create entity manager from the entity manager factory. Then let me create entity transaction. So transaction equal to, so I can create this entity transaction object by invoking the get transaction method from the entity manager. Uh, Now, so the implementation is done. Now let me create a simple mobile object. So mobile, yeah, so I'll give the reference variable as mobile, and a mobile, new mobile. Then I'll use this reference variable mobile. I'll use this reference variable mobile and set the ID. I'm going to set the ID as 101, and then I will use this mobile reference variable and set the name for the mobile. The name I'm going to take it as Nokia. Okay, and then mobile dot set up price. Okay, so as we discussed, the price I'm going to set it as 20,000. Now I need to add the list of SIM here. Okay, so now I need to add list of SIM. So first, so let me create a list of SIM. Okay, so I will create a SIM reference. SIM one is the reference variable I will be using. I will create a new object, new SIM. Okay, and yeah, I will set this for SIM one reference variable or the SIM object. I am going to set the values. Okay, so set ID I'm going to give it as like 501. So sim1 dot set name. Sorry, provider. Okay, so I'm going to give the provider as Airtel. Let me give the provider as Airtel. And sim1 dot set IMRC number. Okay, so IMRC number I'm going to set for Airtel as like some random number I will be giving, guys. Okay, yeah, so then sim 1 is done. Okay, so let me create a sim 2 information. Okay, so similarly sim, I will declare sim reference variable as sim 2 equal to new sim. Okay, then I will use this sim 2 reference variable and I will set the ID I'm going to set it as 502. Sim2 dot set the provider. So provider I'm going to set it as Geo. Okay, so let me take the Geo as the provider. Sim2 dot set IMRC number. Okay, so IMRC number for Geo I'm going to give it as J12345. Yeah, so this is the IMRC number I will be giving. Guys, can you so my voice is clear, right? Then Javid, just check your net, sorry, internet or a network. Fine. Yeah, so one just I created a mobile object and then two sim object. Now I need to add this sim to a list and then I can go for mapping to the mobile that reference variable set list of sim. Okay, sims. Okay, so set sims is the reference sorry method I can invoke and add this list of sims to the mobile. Now, usually, guys, what I need to do is just I need to create a list of which will holds the value as sim and sims is equal to. Okay, I will just create a. I can go for creating a object of this array list of type holding sim, and then I can use this sims and invoke the add method. Okay, and add the sim one. Then I can add sims dot add sim 2. Okay, so this is the way, right? So do you know any other way to adding the sims to the list? Guys, do you have any idea, like, or any other way we can add the sims to the list? Loop. Okay, then see guys, one more simple way I will show you. Okay, so instead of invoking this add method multiple times, yeah, add all also multiple times. What I'm going to do is I will not create this one also. Okay, so I'm going to invoke arrays. Okay, so we have a class called as arrays in java.util. So inside this, we have a method, something called as list. Okay, so here just I need to add what are the info, what are the objects I need to convert into a list. That's all. So automatically it will convert an object, okay, of list type, and that will be injected to the or referred by the sim reference variable. Okay, so this is the simple information. So arrays from the java.util package and invoke a method called as list. So it will convert the object into a form of list. So now I can invoke this mobile, okay, mobile dot set sims, and I can pass the sims. So now everything is done. Now what I can do is, so now I need to go for the write a logic for save operation. Okay, to perform the save. Okay, so we can achieve in two ways. Okay, so the first way or the one way is that, okay, so simple, just begin the transaction. Okay, so I'm just beginning the transaction, begin, and then so here let me, yeah, so yeah, begin the transaction, and so first I need to save non-owning side. Okay, so guys, here uh, technically we call this mobile class is a owning side, and this sim is a non-owning side. Okay, so this is what the technical word we will be using. So the type list is not generic, it can be parameterized with arguments. See. Okay, so now first I need to save this sim object as they are in the non-owning side. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is just I will invoke this manager dot persist. So sim one. Okay, then I will invoke this manager dot persist, manager dot persist sim two. Okay, so once sim one and sim two has been saved successfully, then I'm going to save the, or I will invoke again manager dot persist method, and I will save the mobile object. Then I will end the transaction. So transaction dot commit. Okay, so transaction dot commit. So this is how we can perform. So once that is done, just right click on this project, run as a Java application. So I'm just running this application or a class as a run as Java. Yeah. Yeah. So now you can see in the console, I got an output. So create table as mobile, create table as mobile, sim, create table as sim. Okay. So my Hibernate created three tables. Okay, so my Hibernate created three tables, and then it is going to insert the values. Let me see with respect to the database how many tables has been created. Okay, so it is giving three tables. So yeah, yeah. we can see three tables. One is mobile, okay, so which stores the mobile details, mobile, and then we have the sim which stores the sim details. Okay, so these are the sim details I have given. So same thing it is storing. Okay, let me see this. What about this mobile and sim? Yeah, so here it is making a relationship between the mobile and sim. Okay, so this is fine. So this is the implementation, guys. Okay, so we need to provide or we need to see. So yeah, combine. I hope everyone can create mobile and sim. Yeah, so this is the implementation, you can see. Guys, what is there in it? Okay, just I have created a list for sim object. Okay, so list of sims. To perform that, I have just using the arrays class, and inside this arrays class, we have a method as list method, so which helps us to take multiple object and convert it to a list. So that's what. Then I'm after that creating that list of sims, I'm setting that sims reference variable or an object to the mobile that set sims, so that the reference variable sims which is present in the mobile can refer to the list of sim object. Then I'm beginning the transaction so that I can track what are the operation I have done with respect to the RDBMS application by using Hibernate. Then first I'm going to save the sim 1, and then I'm going to save the sim 2, then I'm going to save the mobile. So then commit the transaction. That's what. Okay, so let me change the ID of mobile to from 1 to 2. Okay, so phone I will give it as like 1 plus. Okay, so 1 plus. Let me do 1 plus plus. And yeah, price of the phone, it will be like around, what is the price? Okay, so let me go with 60,000. Okay, so SIM ID. Okay, so I'm going to give the SIM ID as 503, and provider BSNL. Okay, so SIM 2 ID as 4. Okay, and the provider VI, what a phone VI. So what a phone idea, that is one more. Yeah. So I'll change the IMRC number for BSNL. Okay. So I'm going to change it. Fine. So similarly, I will change this VI also. Fine. Then I will save this one. Okay. So now let me run this and see what is the output we are going to receive. So run as Java application. Yeah, you can see I got this output. Okay, so let me check it respect to the RDBMS application. Okay, so if I refresh, yeah, relationship is built. If I refresh this table, okay, so two SIMs with BSNL VI has been added. Mobile, yeah, so we have the mobile details also. So whatever the code I have written, that is working properly. So once I repeat from lists. So guys, do you have any doubts here? Yeah, Srinivas, what is the error you're getting? Okay, Srinivas, you are getting an error like the type list is not generic. I think just check whether you have imported from java.util or which package you have imported for the list. So you need to go for import from java.util. Hey, query automatically created by the data, sorry, Hibernate. Okay, so not me. I didn't provide any queries. Hibernate will be created that query. For workbench, that is simple, Ra. 1 second, I will give that query. Git, can I set? Just guys, 1 second. Just give me a second. I will tell you. So I hope everyone getting like executed right. So everyone getting the output. Yes or no? Okay. So guys, given in this scenario, okay, instead of this, what I'm going to do is I will create a simple method here. Yes, I'm going to create a method as a public. Let me go for as wide, okay, and here I will give the method name as save PIL mobile, okay, which accepts a so which accepts a mobile object. And here let me write the implementation to go for perform the insert operation. Okay, so to perform the mobile insert operation, what I need to do is just I need to get, so I'm getting error at erase. Oh, what is that error, Kavita, you're getting? Import from this one, java.util package arrays is a class. Import from java.util automatically that array. Yeah, so I think you need to go for import operation. Yeah, so you just check what is the persistent unit name or Yeah, just check who is this Ra? UNESCO. Yeah, post Lily. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Kavita, just you need to import that arrays, then arrays from java.util, so it will be that error will be removed. Yeah, still getting this guy. Okay, so check what is the persistence unit name you have given. Okay, so here you are getting the error. Okay, so just check what is the persistence unit name you have given inside your java.persistence. Sorry, persistent.xml file. Okay, so here what is the name you have given? You need to give the same thing. Wait, fine. Guys, try to insert multiple values and change. Okay, so make try to like while inserting multiple times, change the id, name and value and all, then try to insert and see whether it is executing or not. Check whether it is getting executed or not, guys. Okay, so guys, I hope everyone executed that one. Yes or no? Yeah. So getting output clearly. Fine. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I will share the codes, guys. Okay, so just thinking. Okay, so guys, here is the task for today. You can do that. It will be easy. Okay, don't worry. See, uh, today's task. What are the task I'm going to assign is simple. So similarly, based on how we have created deal with the mobile and SIM. Okay, and you need to write all the logic for like save method. Okay, so to save the mobile and SIM. Okay, then get. So you need to write the get method also. Okay, so where you can get the mobile details as well as the SIM details. Okay, so write separate. Okay, so for writing the separate. Okay, so save mobile where you can save the mobile, save SIM where you can save the SIM. Okay, and then save sorry, get mobile where you can get the mobile details, get SIM where you can get the SIM details. Then this one, okay, update mobile, update SIM. Okay, so delete. Okay, so write the separate and try to execute and see if any issues are there. Just drop me a message. Okay, so I will be like free at the evening. I will see if I will be available, then I will answer your questions. Okay, or else like in the next sessions we will have a word on that. Fine, so now today's task I'm going to give it as simple as I said, but yeah, so it is simple, guys. Okay, assume we have a class called companies. Okay, so we have a class called company. So company will have its own. Okay, so to make it unique I will be declaring an ID, and company will have its own name, right? So company will have its own name, and company will have its the location. Okay, so location for the company will be there. Okay, let us go with these two fields for the company name and location where that company is located. And then, so in that company, employees will be working, right? So in a company, like one employee will work, or a multiple employees will be working. Many employees, right? So in a single company, many employees will be working. So now, what I'm going to do is just simple. I will create a simple list of employee. Okay, I will create the employee class also. So for a, okay, so EMPLO. Okay, so employees. This is the reference. So now has some issue. I need to execute it later. Fine, execute. Not an issue. Execute and see. Fine, guys. Okay, so list of employees. In company, we will be having a list of employees, right? So in a company, we can have a multiple employees. To store the multiple employee details, we can go for using a list. And so one company can have multiple employees. Yes or no, guys? So one company can have multiple employees. So here again, the relationship is one to many. So on this, we need to use an annotation like at the rate one to many. Okay, and we need to have a company class also. So I'm going to create a class called as employee, employee. Okay, so employee, and inside this employee will have his own ID, and employee will have name. Okay, so of type string name, and he will be having the salary, double salary, and one more field where I'm going to give for employees designation, DESSC designation. Okay, so guys, I'm going to give the field name as designation. Okay, so these are the fields company class will be having. So now you guys need to create these two entity classes under the package. Okay, so in the same project, go for declaring a pack. So in the package, okay, so we have a already package is there. edu dot uh, edu.jsp.dto is a package already exists. Okay, so under this you need to create these two classes. Okay, so then under the package edu.jsp.dao. Okay, so under this package you guys need to create a class by the name as company DAO. Okay, so you need to create a class by the name as company DAO. Inside this class, you guys need to have a method like public. The method return type is void. Okay, so the method name you can go for give it as a save company. So the method name you can go for give it as a save company, and inside this method, you guys need to provide an implementation too. Okay, so save the company details. Save company details. Okay, so you need to save the company details. That implementation has to be given. Similarly, similarly to save, okay, so the company details, we need to write one more method. The method name will be like something like this: get company by ID, and this method will accept an integer ID argument. Okay, so this method will be accepted an integer argument. Okay, so company, and I forgot to type here company. This information I forgot. Okay, so then one more method. Okay, so similar to this get. Okay, so yeah, so instead of this company, okay, so you need to write the logic to get the company details. Okay, so you need to write a logic to get the company details. Then you need to have one more method like get company, get all company. Okay, so we can go for a method as get all company. Okay, so we need to accept any values here. So this here also you need to get company details. Okay, so completely you need to get the details. So get the company details based on ID. Okay, so in the previous method, you need to get the company details based on the ID. Okay, so similarly, you guys need to write one more method. Okay, so another two method. So one is for oh, another two method has to be declared. Okay, so one is for update. Okay, the method name. Sorry guys. So here you need to change the this one return type. Okay, so return type I kept as wide only. One second. Okay, so here the return type you need to make it as the return type must be list of company. Okay, so the return type will be list of company. So here the return type will be list of company for this get all method. Okay, so similarly here instead of void, okay, so here you need to write. Okay, so instead of this void, you need to have a return type as. company. Company. Okay, so written type as company, you need to write it here. Fine. So similarly, as we have get save. Okay, so you need to write two more method to perform update, and one more is for delete. Okay, so one is for update and delete. You need to write the update based on the ID. Okay, so some company details you can update, and delete based on the ID you can perform. Okay, so these are the methods must be present in the company DAO. Similarly, in the class employee DAO. Okay, so in the class employee DAO, you need to have one is save employee. Okay, so you need to write the save employee which accepts employee object. Okay, and inside that you need to write a logic. Okay, so this is a one method which returns the return type of this method will be, let it be white. Then you need to write a method to get the employee details. Okay, so the method name must be get employee by ID. Okay, so it must accept integer ID. Similarly, one more method, list of employee. Okay, the method name must be get all employee. Okay, so this method will not accept any values. Then one more. Okay, so let it go with the method return type as white, and method name is update employee emp employee. Okay, so based on the ID. Okay, let us go for update the employee salary int ID and double salary. Okay, and you can also go for update the designation. Update by ID and salary. Okay, then the last one, let it be white. Delete employee. Okay, so the ID. Guys, will you complete this one? Yeah, no need to have the main method. Just DAO, employee DAO. Okay, so one is company DAO and employee DAO, and you can go for create one more package. Okay, so create one more package. Package name edu dot JSP dot package was like one too many. Okay, right, one too many dot create one more package called as controller. Okay, so inside this, one second, yeah. So inside this controller, you can have a class called okay. So create a class called main app. Okay, so main app, and here you can have a main method, and inside this you can write the logic to call these methods. Okay, so inside this you can write the logic to call the these methods like a company to save the company, call save company, to save an employee, call save employee. Okay, so this is the thing. So by end of the day, complete this. Yeah, yeah. So if you are going to delete the company employee, all the employees of that company has to be deleted. Okay, yeah, fine. So guys, this is the task I will be posting in the classroom. Okay, so there I think like it will be the form of an assignment. Then you can share it. Okay, that will give not an issue. So forgot yesterday. 20 is there, okay, so 21. And then let me, sorry, it says it's, so let me open new and paste it here. So this is your assessment. Okay, so A assessment, Hibernate assessment 2 in the Hibernate. In one too many, and then I need to add them. Okay, fine. You can refer this one diagram, guys, and you can complete the task and submit by end of the day. Okay, so let it be due date will be third. So time, yeah. Wait, I want to say something. Kavita, you want to say something?
No, sir, nothing.
Fine. Okay. Hello, one sec. I didn't add that one, right? Okay. Fine, guys. Okay, you can get that one. Okay, so it is present and you can perform that operation. Okay, and similarly, code also I will be sharing. Uh, okay, so similarly, code also I'm going to share with you. Don't worry. You can work on that. So that's all for today, guys. Have a nice day. Take care. Set sim, I didn't write. You just set sim. Okay, this is what. I didn't get any calls. Okay, so if they are going to call me, then I can give the access. Unless, like, let me, you guys need wait until unless like 9 o'clock. If they logged in and announced, then that will be good. Yeah, yeah. So whatever the mobile sim is there, similar to this one, you guys need to do with the company and employee guys. That's all. Okay, in the Google Classroom, you will get a link, or what I can say, in the assessment. Okay, so there is a submit option is there. Okay, so submit your work, click on that, and you can submit that one. I have that hosting perspective. I don't have that student perspective. So if as a student, if I open this assessment, not this one. I open a link. So in the below, you can get that. Okay, so in the below, like you will be getting an option like add the files. Okay, programs I will share, guys. Okay, so what are the program I have written? I will be sharing in this session. Okay. Okay, so create materials as code. Okay, so I will give the title as one to many. Okay, so one to many relationship, one to many, and I will create the files and I will share it. Don't worry. So this is for mobile class. Okay, then I need to create one more and for sim class. अबे यार. So this implementation is to save the details. Okay, so save operation I will write. Save operations. Okay, so that's all. And final code. Share this. So in the Google Classroom, you can get this code, guys. Okay, so it is also available. One to many. So three documents are there. Just copy from there, and you can make a. So you need to write the implementation. Okay, and here you can see how I have shared the code. So this is how you can also share the code. Okay, so similar way also you can share the code. Just go for it. Play dependencies. Fine. Shared as code. Okay, guys, you can get that one also. If you want, I need to add the pom.xml also. Okay, so I will add that one also. Persistent.xml file also I will be adding and I will be sending that one. Okay, guys, you need to give the same name. Okay, so here, whatever the name I have given, persistent.xml, same name you need to give. Yeah, so done. That's all. So that's all from my side, guys. You guys wait. Okay, I don't know. Like, I didn't receive any call today. Usually, I'll be getting the call so that they are saying requirements will be there. So today, I don't think so that like I didn't get anything. Maybe like in the Q talk they will announce or they will drop a message. Okay, not an issue. Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. If you can leave for the day. Have a nice day, guys. Bye. Take care.